So, spawning up in the top right-hand position as the Red Zerg player from Evil Geniuses, it is Jaedong. And his opponent, down in the bottom left, the Blue Protoss player from the clan SLCN, it is Pezz. So, Pezz v Jaedong on Yonsu. This should be a really fun game. I'm looking forward to see how this goes on. Of course, Jaedong did have an incredible streak on the NA ladder. My god, what I can't even remember what it went to at one point. It was like a ridiculous number of wins to no losses. He had a 100% win rate forever, which just shows how good he is. But was Pezz the one who actually managed to knock it off? If I was the person, no, it wasn't. It wasn't Pezz who initially beat him, but Pezz may have beat him after that. I know he's had a couple of losses still, and Pezz is, well, a GM player, so you can definitely take games off anyone as a GM player. There's no one who's, in my opinion, sort of unstoppable. You do get some players who may seem that way. There may be some, maybe the lower GM players would struggle against some of the top pros, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, Overlord's coming out. PVZ, what could be coming out from this? Well, some pretty fun times actually. Probably going to see either a hatch pool opening or a pool hatch. Generally the normal things that you're going to be seeing. Meanwhile, for Pezz, there's other things that could be occurring. He can go for, well, he's going for a gateway expand. Probably going to chuck down a Nexus fairly soon after he's got his cybernetics core up. But ooh, maybe not getting second gas nice and early. It could still be a gateway expand with a cyber core. It would just be a different timing, or his mothership core will be up slightly sooner and he'll have more tech. But yeah, Jaedong, pull into hatch. I think this was a ladder game, so he is just playing things nice and safe, nice and secure. Not doing anything too scary as of yet. And who can blame him? A ladder game, you want to play safe, you want to play secure and make things go nice and steady. But yeah, in a tournament game, or in a best of 3 or something, you can go for more risky things. 2 probes in each gas guys at the moment for Pezz, so he's just playing things safe. Pezz, I wonder if his name was inspired by those sweets. Did anyone have Pezz dispensers when they were a kid? You know, the like clicky heads, they used to have like various things. Pezz is apparently an Australian Protoss player as well, which is super awesome. I don't know why that's super awesome. Why would any country, just because you're Australian, make it super awesome? I don't know. It's because aside from Pig, I can't think of any Australian players or pro players off the top of my head. I'm sure there are many, but anyway. Now we do see. Wait, no, Pig's not Australian. Is Pig Australian? Or no? Yes, Pig is Australian, and Panda Tank is South African. Those are all the things I know. But anyway. This probe, just having a bit of a fun time, just getting a little bit of scanning information. Jaedong will be able to take it out though with this queen before it gets in the main base to get any gas information, which is actually a cool thing. Meanwhile, Jaedong, his overlords, they know that there's the natural base taken, and he's just going to wait a little bit, just to get a little bit of scouting into the main to find out what exactly is going to be coming down there. But for the moment, things are all looking safe. Queen having a bit of a fun time poking and prodding around, and just going to start injecting hatcheries, you know, in a queen's life. It's a bit of an annoying life, really, as a queen. Every kind of 25 seconds to sitting there, just like injecting a hatchery. Occasionally getting to throw spines at stuff. Seems a bit of a grumpy existence, to be honest, but who am I to say? Maybe they don't even realise they are just controlled by an overmind or whatever. But yeah, everything going good for the moment for both players. Jaedong just pumping out as many drones as he can. 3 additional gateways are being added into this mix though. So it is going to be some delayed 4-gate pressure. But interestingly, only 2 gates here because this wall off is nice and small. Simply means that an overlord would have to get into both the main and the natural to just confirm this. But Jaedong already sends an overlord up into there. He knows 2 gates to the front. So guess what? He knows everything that is occurring and therefore can prepare for it appropriately. And how do you prepare for when 4 gates are coming? Well, the 4 gates themselves aren't coming. I should clarify that for anyone who's never seen StarCraft before. The units from these 4 gates are going to be coming soon. Well, the answer is you get out a good number of links, really, as we're seeing Jaedong do. Now he's got speed, that's why he gets speed. And the key thing is just trying to deny proxy pylons. If you can stop the pylons getting up, a 4-gate pressure is not going to do much in it. It's right there, so it's going to be relatively easy. Or it should be relatively easy for Jaedong to try and stop this. 4 zealots are making their way in, ready to come and kill a 3rd base that is not there. So Jaedong actually getting himself into quite a nice spot by not having yet taken that 4th base. But now the queens are getting A little bit of damage on them. Zergling's going to try and save them. The Queen staying up is quite important, actually, because there are only 3, so if these 2 went down, there would be an eject missed, but all the Zealots have been cleaned up by the Zerglings. That pressure shut down Jaedong. He's going back to working down the rocks, of course. Anyone who's ever played Zerg on a map where there is destructible rocks between you or at your third base, I'm talking to you, Telder Remolter, before it is changed, will know the pain of trying to take them down with Zerglings. Now, this Overlord is continuing on his journey, getting some good scouting information down, trying to peek and poke at anything that could be on its way. And, well, the sentries are just having a nice little time, getting some more information, or the sentries just picking up Overlords, the Overlord getting a nice bit of information there. Meanwhile, double evolution chambers are up for Jaedong. He's got his 2 extractors coming on through. Hatchery at the third on its way. This has been delayed because he knew the 4-gate pressure was coming. He didn't want to get this up. He wanted the resources to get units on the ground in order to defend and minimize his losses. However, Ling's just going to go for a little bit of a poke, a bit more, just seeing if anything more can be spotted. There's a Twilight Council coming down. I don't know if Jaedong saw that. He did. Okay, that's a good little thing to see. Doesn't see the Forge, though. That's no problem. He's got the 1-1 upgrades coming out. 1-1 melee up against the Protoss player. Generally speaking, this is a big generalization, is when you see a Zerg player who wants to get Ultras out, is a quick Ultra play, and this Infestation Pit supports that idea that he's wanting to get a Hive as fast as he can. He wants to go Ling into Ultras with probably Infestors in the middle. Ultra Infestor, really strong build. Obviously the fungal growth locks down the army, and then the Ultras come in and they're like, nom 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 nom. I like everything. So, anyway, things going good for the moment. Blink coming down, +1 coming down, everything else looking good. There's the robotics facility, that's quite late, but the Overseer is on its way through, going to get all the scouting. Meanwhile, all the scouting is getting achieved as well from Pezz. He's seeing everything that Jaedong's doing with this hallucinated Phoenix, knows the timings of the gas and all of that. Overseer coming on through, that also sees everything. So these 2 are no longer playing blind. All they've got to do is just accurately deduce what their opponent is attempting to achieve with the structures that they have been constructing. And generally speaking, that's not too hard to do, at least on Pezz's side. Pezz's side, he's like, well, I've seen an Infestation Pit, and that's pretty early, so he's probably going up to a quick Hive. He can't know the +1 melee attacks being researched because it hasn't finished yet, so he couldn't even click on any units to see it. But for Jaedong, he's just seen this robotics facility. This still could be a couple of things. It's not necessarily going to be up to Colossi yet. There could be War Prisms coming out. He doesn't exactly know what's coming down from this Twilight Council. He has scouted it, so he knows that, I think he knows that something was researching, but it could be charge, hypothetically. It probably wouldn't be, but it could be. But there's still some options of what may be going on. 7 Infestors, though, are coming out. That's some cool times, so very Infestor heavy. And note that the Hive hasn't yet been started, so my hypothesis that it was going to be a quick Ultralisk play, really not on the mark. The Hive would have been finished now. If Jaedong wanted Ultras out nice and quick, he would have got them, but instead, just prioritizing getting out a good number of Infestors nice and quickly. His melee upgrades and just his carapace upgrades are delayed too. They would have been just bang on the money. The second they could have got started, it would have been coming out as really fast Ultralisks. So this is all going good at the moment. We've got a lot more Lings coming down onto the field. A couple of additional gateways also being added into the mix, and the key benefit of these in this position is it walls off this back entrance into the third. That could be a difficult place to hold, especially if a speedling run by came through. So really smart play coming down from Pezz. Jaedong getting down the Spire. Now this Spire is going to be cool because he's got the option for a Muse Text, which unfortunately a hallucinated Phoenix is going to scout it out. And of course getting that scout, hugely important right now. But Jaedong, he's moving out. He's going on the aggressive. Can he get some good fungal growth? Well, remember, he's got 7 Infestors. They've got a decent amount of energy. A few good fungals and a big volley of Infested Terrans could equal bad times. The Infestors have now been seen. They were spotted by that nice little blink forward. But Jaedong getting ready to go around the back. What's he got planned? What's he going to try and achieve here? No Overlord on the high ground, so he can't just lob Infested Terrans in. But for the moment, Stalkers are coming through. Good fungal growth though. Speedlings and more Infested Terrans are going down, but unfortunately the Infestors getting focused from all angles. That Immortal or 2 dealing some great damage, and Jaedong gets slaughtered simultaneously though. Speedlings are working away at probes at the third Nexus, and that is dealing a little bit of damage, but probably not enough to justify losing 7 Infestors like that, which is very frustrating. Not what you want to be seeing. Still though, we've got the Templar Archives just busy going down, so going to be seeing a few nice storms on their way. Hive also coming down at the moment for Jaedong, who, while he's getting the +1 air weapons, has not yet started any Mutalisks, nor does he have the gas to do so. This is just much more forward thinking. He's waiting for the later game to go for that ninja little tech switch into Mutas. Speedling's going to try and run around the back to only discover that there is a wall of gateways, which is the worst kind of wall to come up against. There is a pylon, which is a little bit of vulnerability because it's got a nice bit of surface area there, but Pezz, he's going to shut that down pretty damn quick, making sure things are going all safe. Still though, we see that Watchtower being held. We've got the 4th base up for Jaedong now. He's getting himself into a solid position. He's got the 2-2 upgrades for melee, and that means that he's actually got himself a good little upgrade lead. 2-2 up against 2-0. That's good times. So everything looking pretty damn solid. One Immortal. Pezz, where's this Immortal going, bro? He doesn't know. He had too much of the Protoss party, and well, bad times. Zergling somehow slipping through there. A tiny little gap. And unfortunately, this means the Twilight Council getting focused down. There's also a lot of Lings being aggressive towards the 3rd, which is preventing Pezz from coming back with his full army to defend this. The Twilight Council will go down, and Immortal as well is getting surrounded, but the Archons have something or two to say about that, going to try and take it out. Lings being very aggressive from all angles, trying to find somewhere they can move in, trying to just harass as much as possible. And they're doing an okay job of it. 15 workers have been killed, another attack trying to go into the natural. Good force fields though, trap a decent number of Lings. This 3rd base though, now suddenly vulnerable as the Speedlings stream through. A couple more probes are going to start dying. Not as many kills as maybe other pushes could have done if there weren't for these cannons being there, but yeah, it's just the pressure at every angle. Jaedong is just saying, Pezz, you know what, if you want to take this game, you're going to have to be everywhere at once. And with the +1 air weapons done, with Adrenal Glands nearly finished, and the 3-3 upgrades coming down, this Zergling pressure is just going to keep getting worse. Note though, there is the Templar Archives, however Storm was not researched. +3 though is about to finish up, and that's where things can start looking a bit more cool. But there's so many Zerglings, 78 of them on the field, the Greater Spire coming down as well, which means we're going to see some Broodlords, which is really cool. And well, now another bit of pressure coming through. These gateways starting to look a little bit vulnerable. Bear in mind, Adrenal Glands is now finished. This DPS from the Zerglings will start going up. 2 more gateways taken down, the wall off breached, meaning that it has to get remade at some point. Also hurting the production. Unfortunately, an Archon has been left exposed, will die to just a couple of Lings, but still, an Archon for a few Lings. You're trading gas for minerals. Nice times. Jaedong banking up a large amount of gas. A very large amount of gas. He's going to be happy with that. He's got the option for the tech switches. He's got the option for the Broodlords to start pretty quick. Interestingly, no Corruptors down as of yet, so he can't start the Broodlords for the moment. But Pezz, he is already pushing forward. He's getting ready to go on the aggressive, making his way in. These Infestors, though, hiding behind the bushes. Can be seen, though, because of the Mothership Core, which simply means that this push is going to continue moving forward. Jaedong trying to get some good fungal growths off. A few Stalkers do blink up there just to attempt to deal with the Infested, but so many Infested Terrans. Speedlings from the back, fungal growths still coming down at every angle. The Infested Terrans are doing a hideous amount of damage, and the Speedlings tearing through everything too. They're 2-2 with Adrenal Glands, but a lot more Zealots making their way in. The Infested Terrans still up though. Of course, the Infested Terrans are 3 as well, which just means anything they kill is going to be very cost effective for Jaedong, who is currently trading equal amounts of resources, but is picking up the entire Protoss force. So Jaedong has killed about 1,000 more resources than he's lost, but unfortunately that's worse than it seems, because generally a Zerg player can be losing more and still be in a good position because of these additional bases. And remember, Jaedong, he's already securing up his 5th base. He's pushing in towards the 3rd. He's applying a lot more pressure, and Pezz just doesn't have an army at the moment in order to deal with this, and that's of course very frustrating for him. Now, probes are getting taken down left, right and center. The Infested Terrans doing their utmost to try and take out these Archons, but it's the Zerglings annihilating the 3rd Nexus that's going to be the most traumatic to deal with. Those 3-3 Adrenal Gland Lings dealing such a huge amount of damage so quickly, and while they will get cleaned up, a mining base is gone. The natural still has a bit, but the main mined out. This is really hurting the economy of Pezz, and considering he's down in army supply by a substantial amount, 20 army supply, it's going to be difficult for him to come back, especially with these Broodlords now hitting the field. So what does Pezz do? He's got a hope, is really the unfortunate point of this. These Broodlords, he could really do with Tempest or Voidways or something like that to deal with them, but he just doesn't have any. As a potential backup, Maybe a lot of Blink Stalkers, but he doesn't have those either. And now losing that third, he's going to struggle to get them up. He's got no Stalkers. It's 3 Archons. These Broodlords can start floating their way across the map and dealing all of the damage. And that is definitely not what Pezz wants. Pezz, he's desperately trying to get some more anti-air. Does he know this is coming? That is my question. Well, he knows the Spire was there. He doesn't know about the Hive yet, or the Greater Spire, but he knows it's 3-3, so he should know there's a Hive. But does he know about the Broodlords? Broodlords, they're just sitting here. Whenever they want to go, it's going to be bad times. There's 10 Infestors as well. Broodlord Infestor, this is like Wings of Liberty. This is like Wings of Liberty all over again. Except there's no mothership to vortex them all, which is sad times. But it's not sad times. Anyone who remembers those days will not think it's sad times, but still, Broodlord's getting ready to move forward. They may not even have to. Pezz actually bringing his army to the Broodlords, which is really convenient for Jaedong. Still though, Twilight Council finally getting remade. The fungal growth could be so good right now, and oh no, the chain fungals locking everything in place for the Broodlords to rain down the terror. GG, well played is called. And there we see everything look good. So, congratulations to Jaedong there. He did an amazing bit of work. And yeah, won the game. Really sweet.